Hello viewers. Well, it may not have been all that competitive for Lewis Hamilton yesterday in the Grand Prix. Of course, relatively straightforward for him, and of course in the very strong Mercedes this year. But I bet it was competitive in the Brundle household when Alex was growing up with his father and had a fair few competitive races on Gran Turismo. They've put this video together recently on Gran Turismo Sport. Let's see how they got on.
When Gran Turismo first launched, my son Alex here was 8 years old and we used to play it together. He's now a professional racing driver, and it's a great testament to the history, heritage and success of this video game that we can be here to help launch Gran Turismo Sport 20 years later.
Okay, so we're going to do a time trial around Brands Hatch GP. I need you to help me pick a car.
Well,
So is
the fastest car?
the fastest car.
I don't play this so much now you've cleared off and left us at home. But the first thing that strikes me is the graphics.
Oh, the graphics.
The detail's incredible.
I really think these guys were the first to recognise that that really matters as much as the dynamics of the car, because how much on a racetrack do you look for that little tuft of grass or that little piece
Reference
of white
point.
line reference point? You can take from these games whatever it is, whatever your automotive passion is. Gran Turismo supplies it. Because the dynamics are so real, then you know that feel is there to do anything you could do in real life. You must have been around this place plenty. What are your memories from the track?
Well, I raced there from the early days when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I drove in the last Grand Prix there in F1,
Yeah.
1986, finished 5th in a Tyrrell, and in 88 won the 1000k race there for Jaguar in a Group C sports car. You can imagine the big Venturi and how much downforce that got and how quick it was through Paddock Hill Bend.
So we've both worked with GT Academy racing drivers who've come from Gran Turismo and become pros. The FIA are now sanctioning esports series. What do you think of that?
I think it's great because instead of just relentlessly racing the shadow car or yourself, you can go on into a bona fide championship. You might end up on stage picking up your trophy with the World Rally Champion and the Formula One World Champion.
There are barriers to entry, of course, financial or otherwise, in motorsport, and it's great that Gran Turismo, along with the FIA, are working to remove those. I think it's a really exciting time for esports and an exciting development for motorsport. Back in the day, I'd do a time, wouldn't I? And then you'd do a time afterwards.
Yeah.
And it would be like a little kind of benchmark game, and you always used to beat me, and it used to annoy me. Oh,
I think you
didn't used to beat me quite so dirtily, though. Hold on, I'll just stop over here and wait for you, shall I? Right, let's see how quick you are then. So here we go in VR mode.
So what's the difference then? How can you...
It's slightly strange for the, wow, that's realistic. Absolutely realistic. You really get the sensation of being inside the car. I now realise that's one of the key differences between a simulation where the camera's in a static position. Now look at me watch him as I go by, that's incredible. Having the freedom to look wherever I want, of course you never do when the camera's static, and it's something you always do in a race car in reality.
It's realistic, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Absolutely, yeah.
See, I find it a lot easier to drive the car because this makes me feel like I'm in it. Well, I really enjoyed that. It's motivated me to get the PS4, the wheel, the seat, the VR headset and get going again.
Yeah, we've seen the step forward in the game, we've seen the VR functionality, and I'm really excited for the release of GT Sport.
For the players.
So a nice little video, father and son competing on Gran Turismo Sport. Of course, it is all about the competition. But also I thought it was quite interesting when Martin was trying out the VR as well, just in terms of the scale of the car around you and how he as a driver picked up on it much more. It really does show it's the future essentially of racing games, and you know, if nothing else, it's nice to have it included. We just wish there was a bit more to it in terms of the VR options. Yes, you can't have many cars, but certainly have more tracks, and at least time trial modes would have added a lot to the experience, and maybe that will come later. But very nice to see these two chaps having a go. I'll be working on some Gran Turismo coverage in the coming days, so you'll finally see a video from me. I've now got my hands on it, and I'll be running some laps and putting some videos up on the channel. If there are any tracks you would prefer to see, do let me know. I can't promise on cars because it depends on when I own the cars, but do let me know what tracks and what situations you'd like to see, and soon I'll be jumping online and seeing how I get on there as well. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.